Hey guys, welcome back to Big Joe Backyard BBQ. This is Oded Eshel. Today we've got some beautiful Memphis style dry ribs. I've got some beautiful Iberico pork spare ribs. They're really rich, very well marbled and fatty. And then for the Memphis style rib, it's going to be just a dry rub. There's no sauce on this. So pick a rub that you love, that you really enjoy here. And then we're going to get the rub onto the ribs. Get that rubbed on. If you wanted to, you can remove the kind of silver skin from the bottom of the ribs. For me, I don't really care that much. It doesn't really bother me. It turned into kind of a paper, so that's up to you. You just take a little butter knife, fill it underneath, and then with a dry paper towel, just rip it up. Prep on the Big Joe 3 here. We're going to light a fire cube. We've cleared out all the ash from the charcoal basket, and then you want to put in 2 to 3 chunks of some kind of fruit wood. We've got apple here, but any kind of fruit goes great with the with pork. And then I'm going to put some big pieces of charcoal and kind of tent it over. We're going to run this wide open for 10 minutes with the lid open, and then we're going to drop down a deflector plate and get the temperature up to 250 degrees. Then once we've stabilized at 250, we're going to get our ribs onto the grill. I put a little drip pan here just because we're going to be mopping this. But these will go on. We're going to do 4 total for an hour and a half, and then we're going to start mopping them. Just to show you our vent settings, we're at the first hash mark up top on the top vent, and then 1 fat finger on the bottom vent, and that's been holding steady, really nice. Our mop sauce is going to be a mixture of 2 parts apple juice to 1 part olive oil and 1 part red wine vinegar. And then we're going to add in some of our rub into that as well. And the apple juice and the vinegar is going to be nice and acidic. That's going to help break down the protein, get it nice and tender. And then the olive oil is going to keep the meat nice and moist. Now that we hit the 90-minute mark, we're going to mop these every 45 minutes until they're done. It's going to keep them nice and moist. At the 4-hour mark, we're going to start checking for doneness. And we're going to see that in 2 ways. One, we're going to start to see the meat kind of peeling up on these bones, and we're going to be able to see the bones, the teeth of the ribs. Seeing it on this one really nicely. And then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our tongs and come under it about halfway, lift it up, and then we're going to do this little bend test. We want to see the meat starting to break a little bit. So it's not there yet. We're going to check that every 15 minutes. We want to see a little bit of slight tearing, and that's telling us that the meat is soft and tender enough and ready to go. Now we're at the 4.5-hour mark. We're going to check the ribs again, and I can feel a lot of give. I can see the meat pulling away from the bones. So that one is done. This one here needs a little bit more time, but it's close. I saw some minor cracking here. That looks good. We're seeing some slight tearing. So we're going to get the ones that are finished pulled off. Okay, ribs are off. Let's recap. This was 250 degrees, indirect with some apple wood. Then we mopped it for every 45 minutes after 90 minutes. And then we're just waiting until it passes our bend test. So let's take our first bite. I'm so excited. I skipped lunch for this. My mouth is watering. Wow. I mean, that's crazy tender. It's not fall off the bone. It's got some chew to it, but the flavor is unbelievable. And I really like this. This will be done quicker than a 3-2-1. It gives you a little bit more chew to it, a little bit more bite. But man, that is just absolutely delightful. Cheers. We hope you like that. If you've done ribs like this, drop us a comment. Let us know how you do yours. We really appreciate you watching, and thank you very much.